So this mostly begins the same workflow that you would have in Unit 2 with the TV and baking the ambient occlusion. It's just slightly different because you don't need a low-res mesh in this unit. In this case, the mesh is already at its lowest and you don't have to go any lower. In this case, also, we could just go back into rendering, and you'll see that there's no batch bake mental ray. Settings and preferences, plugin manager. If I go in here and turn Maya add to more on, which is the mental ray for Maya, you'll see that that thing gets turned off all the time, and you're always constantly turning it back on. So now we have batch bake mental ray, square box. So here I want to bake the ambient occlusion in, and when I do the rest of this chapter, as far as the making the materials and transferring the materials over, I can use the ambient occlusion to put detail back into the model in Photoshop, and just by using a multiply layer. Okay. Here, I'm just going to reset the settings to start over. I'll bake to a texture, single object only. This is all one object. They're all combined. So make sure you polygons and mesh combine these objects together. Make sure that they are separated though, as far as the sheath over here, the sword over here. Don't let them get near each other. In fact, just to be safe, I'll probably grab all the faces for this one and set it even further so the ambient occlusion does not play into these objects at all from one object to the next. Okay, so texture, I want to use bake set override. I want the occlusion. Okay, I'll take this as sword, OCC. Now this is where I start getting into the 4096 stuff again, because in the future I want to use this sword for other things. So I'll bake it to something obscene, just for that simple use. Number of samples, I can go really high on this. I'm just going to keep it at 1. I'm going to bake to 1 map. And there we go. That's what we need. Now also, set project. I'll set that to a folder on my desktop, and I'll hit convert. This will take a long time. So I'm going to stop the video, pause it, and then come back when it's done. Alright, so here's the results of the baked ambient occlusion, and you can see it's just absolutely gorgeous. The details all there. It's shaded areas like the in here, around the gem. If you look at the UVs, let's make sure that we kind of browse around, look for any anomalies that show up, and I didn't see any. Blade turned out good. So all this detail now can be used in the next phase, where you would assign colors to the object. I see one little thing right here, but it's dark in that area. I just want to kind of clean that up. Nice. Alright, so there's the ambient occlusion phase for the model. And let's go on.